Dr. Adam Cox is calling in any moment now. His book is called No Mind Left Behind. This is something that our listeners are very, very interested in.
Are they?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
It's a fine book and has a lot of tips for your children. Let's say hi to Dr. Cox right now on the Opie and Anthony Show. Dr. Cox.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Good.
Hello.
Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hey, I'm glad to be with you guys.
So, Adam, is it really possible to immunize a child or teenager for STD?
I really have no idea if it's possible to immunize a teenager for
immunize.
But
What's that word again?
Immunization?
Immunization.
Yeah,
right.
immunization. You might remember from way back when you got a shot when you were a kid.
Sure.
But the deal is that there are things that you can do. It's like, it's like a parent or a teacher is the conductor of an orchestra. There are ways that we can intervene with kids to actually rewire their brains to limit the extent to which they have these problems with focus, with problems with self-control.
Dr. Cox, we got a lot of parents listening to our show right now. Let's get to the very important question here from your book. What should parents do if their child's teacher or family doctor says the child has an STD?
Well, it's not an STD. It's ADHD that we're talking about. And if somebody says that your child has ADHD, the first thing you should get is ADHD, guys.
Oh, what's that?
Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder.
Oh, that makes this a little different.
You might have heard of it. It's been in the news a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
What has?
The first thing you should do is get a professional evaluation because some kids have food allergies or a learning problem or something else
and that
going
can
on.
make them seem stupid.
Can you take a few calls from our listeners?
I'd be happy to.
All right. We got Mike in Houston. You're on with Dr. What's your...
Dr. Cox.
Adam Cox.
Oh, Adam Cox. I forgot. I'm sorry. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought I want to talk to the large Dr. Cox. I got this problem. I go to a public toilet and I freeze up, and as soon as I get out, I shit myself, and it's so embarrassing. And I just wonder if it has anything to do with my dad peed in my mouth a couple of times when I was little.
Oh, that's not a real question.
Man. Boy, I don't know. I think that's a complex problem that can't be unraveled on the air in just a few short minutes.
I think we were just goofed. I think we were just goofed.
Sorry, I believe we were goofed there.
I think that was one of those listeners of one of those shock jock stations.
I apologize.
Let's go to Barry in Seattle.
Hey, Doc Cox. I have a chubby little son named Eric, and I want to know if STDs play a role in his diet as far as eating mayonnaise a lot than his thinner brother.
Again, that goes beyond my expertise because I'm a psychologist. I know about ADHD, but not STDs.
ADHD he was talking about with his little fat kid, Eric.
What's ADHD?
ADHD is the virus that causes STDs.
Right.
Oh.
That's a link I'm unaware of, but I suppose there's a possibility.
What is the ADHD? What is that?
Advanced Human Immune...
Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder.
Didn't it just used to be called ADD?
Yeah, but we've done away with that term now. The American Psychiatric Association now just uses this term ADHD, and it basically uses that as the term to describe people who are just inattentive, as well as those people that are not only have trouble focusing, but also are...
The American Psychiatrics, why would you listen to a group of crazy people and what they say?
Exactly.
On the phone, we got Paul. Paul, you got a question for Dr. Cox?
Hello, Dr. Cox. Doctor?
Hi.
How do you feel about spanking a child? Like you pull down their trousers and you slide down their underpants and you put them over in your lap and you give them a good spanking.
It's a bad idea generally to spank kids. It humiliates them, and usually it's boys that end up getting spanked, and one of the worst things we can do with young kids is humiliate them.
But we all got spanked as children, Doc.
Sure.
Well, sometimes you give a very young child a short, light spank when they're going to do something that, like, run out into the street where they could really be at risk. But when we spank kids that get older than 3 or 4 years old, and we do it in a punitive way, and we humiliate them, and unfortunately, we grow up to resent the people that spanked us.
Did the senior Mr. Cox spank you, Doctor?
I think when I was a very young child, I probably got a couple of spankings.
And you grew up to be a successful psychiatrist. Are you a psychiatrist or psychologist?
A psychologist.
Ah, so you can't prescribe any drugs, right?
That's right.
Oh, damn. All right. We really don't need to continue with this call. I was hoping to get a contact. I'm teasing, of course. Humor is part of the program. Dr. Cox, ADHD.
Yeah,
what does that stand for?
Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder.
I got an observation here. It seems like you know a lot about this subject. What are you going to do with all this info?
Well, what I've been on is a crusade across the United States talking to schools and families, communities, about how we can intervene
now,
with
when you say
kids.
crusade, are you trying to wipe out Muslims?
No. My crusade is against a pharmaceutical industry that has committed itself to over-medicating kids.
Why travel the country when you could write a book on the subject?
Well, I've decided to do both, so it's really working out well.
Hold on, Dr. Cox.
Wait, he's got a book on the subject.
Oh, cool.
I think he's working on it.
I just want to make sure we get this out.
You're working on a book as well, Dr.
Well,
Cox?
the book is out. You've got it there. No Mind Left Behind.
Oh, this?
And the 8 essential brain skills every child needs to thrive. Hey, and by the way, guys, if somebody actually wanted to find out what these 8 brain skills were and whether their kids were up to snuff or not, on my website, dradamcox.com, DRADAMCOX.com, there's a checklist. You can check it out and find out for yourself if your child might be having a problem with one of these 8 skills.
Yeah, but, and if they are you suggesting that we try to raise super kids?
No, I'm so glad you asked me that because sometimes people say, are we trying to raise these kids who are like, super productive and super efficient? Well, not really, but if we don't try
What's
to
the
like
number
at least
one
help
reason these kids are prescribed medication?
Is because they have behavior problems.
And how should someone handle a teacher who insists a child should be on Ritalin?
Yeah. Hey, I mean, have you guys heard of the concept?
Are you suggesting we try to raise super kids?
What's that?
Are you suggesting we try to raise super kids?
I am not suggesting that.
Is it too late for teenagers? Can we still build their brains?
That's an interesting question.
We can still build their brains.
How should some teachers handle a teacher who insists the child should be on Ritalin? I believe that was asked earlier.
Gone through a bunch of things. But the main thing is to find out
Doctor, if I may, what practical things could a parent do immediately to make a noticeable difference?
Caller, you're on the air.
Please answer in 30 seconds or less.
Well, some of the things...
When you're talking about building capable kids, what do you mean?
What I mean are kids that can focus.
Are you suggesting we try to raise super kids?
The bottom line is that...
Is ADHD a real problem? Why is it so common these days?
Well, it's common because
why do boys get diagnosed with STDs so much more frequently than girls do?
Right.
It's very tough for kids to step up to the plate and perform.
I'll tell you who's trying to raise super kids.
We try to raise super
Hitler
kids?
in 1939 attempted to raise super kids the way you are.
In the early mid-30s to begin with, and then the later 30s, there was a gentleman that was trying his own plan of raising super kids.
And if we hadn't a cock blocked him, he might have
you know who that was?
And maybe you can succeed too,
I think
Dr.
you know
Cox.
who that was, Dr. Cox. You know how that was?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, on page...
I wish everyone could be as successful as you guys, but some kids need a little bit of help.
Right. Dr. Cox...
His name was Mitch Cumstein.
Dr. Cox, on page 205, it says...
Don't scan. Find where you want to be. Can these super kids leap over buildings in a single bound?
Right. But super kids are also kids that are super efficient, super productive.
You got it.
Yeah, perish the thought we have some of those.
Yeah.
Like tweakers.
What's that?
Yeah.
Super efficient and super productive, like tweakers.
We got a call coming in from Don the trucker. Don, you're on with
Dr. Cox.
Dr. Cox.
Good morning.
I have it here somewhere. It's Dr.
Hi, Don. You're on with the good doctor.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, doctor. I just wanted to know, doctor, are you actually endorsing withholding medication from children with STDs?
Oh.
Hello?
Oh. That didn't go well. Oh.
What was he on about?
What did he have to say?
He wasn't being
really
get to his point.
That didn't go well.
What happened?
What happened to the caller? The caller, asked a real question, and he hung up.
You stumped the doctor.
Yes.
You know what? I don't think he'll ever finish his book if that's his attitude.
No.
Yeah.
He really seems to be a little lazy.
I know.
Sounds to me...
No discipline. Go ahead.
Sounds to me like the old doc needs a dose of stick-to-itiveness.
Yes.